Welcome, digital nomads. This is a place for people who use just what works and not what some old system tells us we should be using. The challenge about the massive changes in our music industry, but not in AI in general itself, which is way beyond the scope of this video. Please bear that in mind. You're here because you feel a shift. You're aware of something going on and you're not really getting information from the mainstream media, who obviously have a vested interest in you not knowing about it and it not happening, as they are the creators and the gatekeepers at the moment. I mean, there must be millions or maybe even billions of songs out in the world on hard drives, on cassette tape, 2-track masters, half-inch tape, on your phones, anything that can record anything. And they're not bad songs. They're going to be great lyrics. They're going to be good melodies. They're going to be better than most of the stuff you hear on Spotify. And I unfortunately listen to radio too, but then again, that's all in the past, so not a problem for this video. But they will never come to light because of the cost. Studio time, how do you find... I could never find decent female singers in a small town I live in, Penarth in South Wales. They're just not there. It's no good saying, oh, well, you need to look. And now and again you'd get the odd good female singer, and within months she'd be doing karaoke and doing clubs to backing tracks, doing covers. Sad as it may seem, but I'm afraid that is a fact of life and a fact of where I lived. But now a good songwriter, or in fact any songwriter, with that song in his head, can bring it forward into the real world. And AI is the only way he's going to be able to do that. He or she, I should say. I do apologise. And the walls around the creativity are starting to fall rapidly. And again, of course, the people who earn their lunch from it are not happy about it and will naturally start doing a thing called FUD, fear, uncertainty and denial, which is what happened when I went over to Linux from Windows. You know, I don't know if you guys are on to remember a guy called Steve Bannon saying Linux was a cancer. I mean, he was a Windows boy, so, you know, live with it. Of course, that's failed now. If you've got an Android phone, you've got a Linux kernel on the inside of it, so it must outsell Windows 10 to 1. But the worst thing is you'll hear AI music's got no soul, and that it's fake. How do you make fake music? I'm not quite sure how that works, but hey. And that ordinary people shouldn't have access to world-class creative tools. I'm not sure how that works neither. But history repeats itself, and has done many times. I'm old enough to remember the cassette tape was going to kill music. The synthesizer was going to kill orchestras. The drum machine was going to put drummers out of work. Well, a guy in his room with a synthesizer was never going to employ an orchestra, was he? Never going to happen. Where was he going to put them? In the kitchen, living room? I don't know, upstairs? 50 mics to... Yeah, come on. It's ridiculous. Same with the drums. If you had a good drummer, you used the drummer. If you couldn't get one, you had to use a drum machine. I hate programming drum machines. I'm not very good at it, so I don't do it. AI, thank you. So this is where we're at the moment. And AI music is going to grow and grow. And it's going to expand the market, as did cassette tapes, streaming, digital audio workstations. They all made the market grow bigger because the gatekeepers couldn't keep control of it. So now I'm going to take you through my journey from AI skeptic, or should I say, not really knowing anything about it and never having used it. What happened was I watched a video on YouTube, Rick Beato from the USA. Massive site he's got, does ear training, He's excellent, excellent guitar player. Well, I think all round. But has got invested in a studio and a lot of equipment. And he started off ranting about AI is going to destroy his bass, basically. And I thought, well, okay. I thought, you know what, I'll just give it a go. Then I can put it out my head and carry on. So I had a song that had been hanging around for about 4 years. And it's a song called Hang Your Head, Children Crying. Yes, it's an anti-war song. It was written about the Ukraine war. I'd also written another one called Hey Dude, Where's My Oil? About the Iraq war. But there you go, that's an aside. So in this song, I always heard a female singer. It was written for a female vocal. No argument about that. But I couldn't get one. So I used to play this song live on acoustic guitar at open mic nights and different venues. And it got well received. For an original piece of music, I was quite surprised at how many people, one, didn't think I'd written it because it was too good. And two, it was a really good song. So this is the one I selected after watching Rick on that. And I uploaded the lyric. I uploaded the original track into the AI music engine. And I had no real thoughts. I thought, well, I can get this out of my system. It'll come out AI slop and I can move on. What happened was the engine took in my lyrics, took in the original song, the format I wanted. I'd stipulated emotional female vocal, no screaming, no high, none of this alto stuff. I wanted her to sing from the heart. And off it went, and I went and made a coffee, come back, and the wheels stopped turning. And I had 2 tracks. My track, the original, and Hang Your Head, Children Crying as a WAV file. I clicked on it. And I've got to say to you, hand on heart, what come out of them speakers was life-changing for me. I could not believe how good this song was, and I'd written it. And this AI machine, it felt to me like it had gone into my head, found the lyrics, the melody, took it out and put it with this beautiful female vocal. It was then I realised I wasn't walking away from this. This is how I'm going to make music for the rest of my life. And I'm going to do this YouTube channel stating that and showing you in the future how I've done each individual song. From the multi-track, yes, I still bring the stems into a multi-track, which is Harrison Mixbus Pro 11 from Harrison Software in the USA, running on my Linux system. And I bring that in, and then I go through the tracks. I add live guitars. I've got a fantastic keyboard player up in Cheshire. I send him the stems. He adds keyboards. Because the only thing we find on the AI is their synthesizer stuff is a bit strange. Pianos are fine. Don't mind them at all. But their synth stuff and strings are weird. So we've got a Roland up there. Just nails it. So I then bring them back and we form the track. As you would do any multi-track. You add compressors, limiters. The reverb I've set. Now it does come down with reverb, I found. Never found a way of taking it out, but it's not a problem because the reverb I use in Harrison is far superior. And one day I'll show you a little trick for using reverb and a compressor at the same time. Which I admit, I got some young dude on YouTube years ago. I must find his name and put a link in. So anyway, this AI transformed this song and made it into a world-class song as far as I'm concerned. It nailed the vocal. All right, we only use the vocal track and the drums. The rest we put ourselves in. So that is not AI slop because it's an original composition. I wrote the lyrics. There's no fake about it, and there's got no soul. It's got it in spades. So guys and gals, that's where we're at the moment. And now I'm going to take you through the differences in doing AI music and conventional music. And I've not seen anybody on YouTube talk about this in any way, shape or form. And this is fundamental to how you make AI music. Hear me again, it is not the same process. In fact, AI music turns it on its head. It's upside down, 180 degrees, right? In normal music, you built the track as you went along, guitar, keyboards, whatever you write on, melody, lyric, and you built the song track by track, which is fine. It's been doing that since the 50s, and it works. Now with AI music, you need to turn that upside down. It's a strange concept to start with, and I'm still getting my head around it 4 months later. You have to have the finished song in your head virtually from the start with AI music. You are going to put prompts in that machine will work with what you give it. You're the human, you're the emotion, you're the intellect. You are guiding this machine to give you what you want. And the more you put in, the far more you will get out of it. And that is the same in any endeavour in your life. So what you've got to do with AI music is you've got to have the lyric, you've got to have the structure, you've got to have the genre you're going for. You're going to have what the vocal is. It female, male, both, harmonies, backing vocals. Is there bridges? Is there guitar solos, keyboard solos, any solos? Where do they go? You have then got to, so in other words, you're kind of envisioning the end result before you've put pen to paper. And I know I found that a very strange concept to start with. So think about that before you even sit down. Don't go in there like you did conventional music and wonder why AI just isn't working for you. You're using it wrong. You need to think about this deeply right from the start. You want a polished art in your head to start with and take it from there, and you will get far more out of this than you ever thought possible. And for us guys in our small studios, it really is unlimited, and it's going to grow and grow and grow. So if you've got this far, thank you for that. Please like and subscribe. I intend to grow this channel for years if possible. Well, it is possible. I'll be doing it. And your help will really help. And enjoy, and welcome to the future.